Today's episode of PTG is brought to you by the one and only Trans Labs that brought the world two amazing products. First off, Transfuse, which is a hydration multiplier, and most recently, they just dropped Transcend, which is a nootropic energy formula. No matter what you use, when you choose Trans Labs, you are going to be boosted and you are going to be ready to charge the paintball field and win out there. With Transfuse, that is a premium rapid hydration multiplier and immunity fortifying formula scientifically designed to replenish you at the cellular level. And they use all natural ingredients in this product. We've got zinc, we've got vitamin B6, we've got vitamin C, sodium, potassium, choline, and it is an amazing way to make sure that you're hydrated and prepared to play top-level paintball. When it comes to Transcend, that is a premium nootropic energy formula designed to increase cognitive performance, elevate mood and clarity while supporting long-term brain health, and it's going to leave you feeling great with no crash or jitters. It's one of the only products in the nootropic space backed by research studies to ensure the formula is correct for optimal performance. It is more potent than anything on the market, and it will keep you charged and ready to win out there. I take 1 scoop, but if you're stimulant sensitive, take a half scoop. And if you want that LFG dose to launch to the moon, dump 2 scoops in your drink and you are going to be flying down that paintball field. Comes in 2 delicious flavors, Baja Blast and Skittles Candy for the Transcend. And for the Transfuse, they have 2 new flavors as well, Pineapple Express and Hawaiian Punched. So if you get a chance, head over to translabs.com. That's TRANZLABS.com. Use code PLAYTHEGAME and you'll get 10% off. If you subscribe to a monthly delivery service, you also get 10% off as well. So you can take advantage of 20% off on these products. Head over to translabs.com and give it a go.
What's happening, PTG Nation? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are so excited to have another banger of an episode. We got all the MVPs, the Golden Barrel winners, finals MVP, and the finalists, the competition. We have it all here on PTG. Best stories in the game, every time, every week. New stories every week, every day, whatever you say. Boom. All right, everybody. We got Mikey Urena and Chris Schehr. And without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling. We will see you in the show.
That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon. Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game. He came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, please welcome the Lone Star Open MVP, Golden Barrel winner. We got big Mikey Urena in the building. Yeah, shout out, Mike. Mikey needs a round of applause to start the show.
Bravo.
Let's go, Mikey. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
What's up, dude?
What up, Mike? Where you at, brother? What are you doing?
I'm out here in H-Town, baby.
H-Town. Let them know.
Yeah.
Bro, you moved to Texas and then just show up at the Texas event like it's your home.
Yeah, listen here, buddy.
Jesus. Oh, Mikey, dude. What a weekend from you. How does it feel? How have the last, 24 hours been? I know it's so recent, but just super proud of your accomplishments this weekend and how you played for the team.
Yeah, dude, it's surreal. Feels good. Yeah, feels good.
That's it. You can't be the man of little words this time around. All right. We brought you back on the show. We need Mikey to get a little excied, have some conversation with us. Less words. Dude, we saw Tyler. Did you happen to see our match against was it X Factor? Oh shit. Never mind. It was against you guys actually in the prelims.
Yeah.
When Mikey made the move to tie it up. I'm so sorry, Ty. I thought it was against X Factor. I swear to God. But the 48-second point. And you might not have either, Ty. I've never seen Mikey so excited. Like he finally showed emotion, after pulling something off. It was the 48-second point. We were down by 1, and you made this incredible move. Like jumped out of the 50 snake, went inside, bunkered 2 people, and hit the buzzer. It's epic. Yeah. You showed emotion. We need that kind of emotion on the show.
Okay,
Mikey.
all right. Let me channel. Okay. All right, I'm good. I'm ready. I'm back.
Speaking of channeling it, I actually saw you sitting in a bundle of flowers, like you were just sitting in a bunch of flowers. I think you were like stargazing or doing something. Can you kind of walk me through what was going on there?
Yeah, I was just trying to like calm myself down and visualize what's going on and what I want to do throughout the match. Just trying to take some notes from everyone's playbook. You, Archie, Mark, trying to be calm, mellow when I'm playing.
Yeah, it is actually tremendously important. And the reason I bring it up is because, you know, it's something that I find myself doing a lot, and I saw you doing it as well. And it really has a profound effect on the way that someone plays paintball, you know, to quiet the mind, get centered. And you're probably as well going through each bunker, thinking about each shot from each bunker, all the transitions, all the different, you know, outcomes that could be possible if you lose a player, or if this happens, this, that, and the other. And it's something that the top players in the world all do. And that's why I kind of wanted to highlight that, because you just achieved an accolade that is tremendously difficult to do. And it's because you're channeling something, right? You're channeling a particular type of energy.
Yeah. I visualize a lot, and then I try to focus on breathing too, and just trying to be present in what's going on in the situation. Just trying to be fully aware.
Hell yeah, dude.
So Mikey, what was your you drove back, I think Sunday night. You had the family out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mama Dukes for making
Shout
it
out,
out.
Mama.
Shout out to the lady. Farrah finally got to meet her. What did she think? And actually, what a special event. First paintball tournament she comes and watches, and look what happens. Does this mean that you're gonna have to bring her to all of them now?
I don't know. She's a good luck charm, so we'll see.
Might be.
No, but she's played paintball before. I've taken her. She just doesn't like sweating. If we go play paintball outside, she's out. So play 1 point and she's done. But if we go play inside, there's an indoor field right down the street from my apartment. Okay. If we go play there, she'll play 10, 11 games and be fine. But once she starts sweating and it's hot and it's humid here, so she's out.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, she liked the tournament. She thought it was cool. She didn't realize how big paintball was either. She didn't realize there were all these different levels to it and all that jazz. How many people?
You mean before this weekend or before dating you?
Before this weekend, she didn't.
Oh, wow.
Like I would tell her, but she didn't really know until she saw it for herself.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's a big production. If you bring somebody to these events, they're very professional. They're real, you know, they do have a little bit of a larger than life feeling, some of them, especially, you know, World Cup. So,
oh yeah.
Very, very cool for her to come out and, you know, experience what you make so much sacrifice for. Yeah. Speaking of that, Mikey, I do want to dive into your performance, because, you know, this season I feel like has been a little difficult for you, even towards the last season with playtime, you know, and some events your number doesn't get called as much, you know, just for whatever reason. Other people are playing hot, and Skinny chooses to ride a hot hand. And this event, things lined up. You were playing really well, and your number continued to get called, and you had some incredibly big moments. How do you stay composed, or what would your advice to, you know, younger players that are in that situation where maybe they're not getting the opportunity that they think they deserve? Because let's be clear, you could be a starter on just about any team in the league. So to be on Dynasty and not get continuous play time or the opportunity to show that, like, how have you been able to keep yourself in the right mental space for that and stay focused and ready, and then, you know, produce the way you did when your number did get called?
Well, I would say leading up to like the beginning of this year, yes, I was struggling with playing time. I'm on a team full of all-stars. It's very hard. It's very competitive on this team. I try to take a different outlook going into this event. Prior to this event, I was kind of a little bit down on myself. You know, wasn't sure if this was the place for me. But once SK gave me some opportunities, he showed that he believed in me. So I just had to believe in myself and do my thing. I try to just be in the moment. Try not to get too overwhelmed by the pressure of the moment either.
That's an important part. It's so easy to have a bunch of emotion overcome you, and then you're not playing top level ball. You know, you're not centered and focused and really clear minded on what you want to do. And I do have to say, NXL, the venue looked amazing. Like rolling into the tournament, I was like, dang, this is a big tournament. It looked like a big show. It looked really good driving up to it. So big ups to the NXL as well.
Yep. Hold up though. You kind of said something that we can't just brush over there. You had a moment where you were thinking that this might not be the place for you.
Yeah, because the team's very competitive, and I was thinking for me to improve, maybe I needed a place where I could go play like every point, but I just realized I need to step up to the occasion when my number gets called.
I love that. Yeah, and that's a very valid point of view too. I mean, we have that conversation. I have that conversation with younger players all the time. Sometimes it is better to be on a team where you're going to get spins. You're going to play every point rather than just be in an organization where you're riding the bench. And it's a very valid, feeling for sure. I'm really glad that you never took the leap in that direction, obviously. And, we've had those conversations too. Like, your time's going to come. It's just inevitable. You do all the right things. You put in the work. You have the talent. You've shown high level eliteness in tournaments in the past, so it's not even about whether or not you're capable. You're more than capable, obviously. And those opportunities are going to come. So, I'm really, really, really glad to see it, finally come to fruition.
Oh yeah. This is definitely a good one. I needed this boost for sure.
Yeah.
But felt good. Yeah. I had to, return the favor to SK after I screwed him in the sack event.
For the listeners, let's explain what you mean by that.
Well, I got three majors, 3 points in a row.
Major Mike, salute, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That is definitely a tough one because on this team, Tyler, I'm sure it's the same on your team. Any of the really high level teams that are consistently in the running to win an event, you can't put up with penalties and those kind of mistakes. Mistakes in important situations. There's no room for that kind of error. There's room for error in other parts of the game, but not those parts. Because error in those parts will keep you from winning at all times, period. Whether it's, blowing a 4-on-3 or not understanding that you're up 2 points and you don't need to attack beyond the 50, like those little details that we talk about on the show all the time. And we talk about amongst the team all the time. Those are the mistakes that are like, they're so easy not to do that when you make them and you cost the team, the top teams are going to penalize you for that, and it's going to come in the form of playtime. So, it's a difficult thing for sure. And, I can't even begin to tell you how much admiration I have for your perseverance through, everything with this team, to the way you've approached from the very first time that you got on the squad, coming and showing up to practices, your diligence in really just trying to get better. Never once is there never once. Actually, it's the opposite. Where you're like, yes, sir. And I'm like, Mikey, stop calling me sir. You kick my ass, dude. I'm no sir to you.
Nah, gotta respect the OGs.
Oh, man. Much love, Mikey. But it's like your approach is just, you're so deserving of all of this and more, and that's why you truly have the ability to be one of the best. And it was, showcased a little bit this weekend, which is phenomenal.
Thanks, Marge.
Yeah, I mean, we were there. We birthed this man.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Zonies.
Yeah, dude. And I'm sure the Arizona crew is going crazy for you right now. Like, talk to me about that. What's the message inbox been like from all your crew from Arizona?
It's been good. Everyone's pretty supportive of the whole deal. Feels good.
Of course.
But
hell yeah, dude. Well, Mikey, give a little bit of insight as to why you think you played the number one on the snake side better than most other snake players this event. What do you think you were doing differently?
I think I was using just being quiet and really trying to see what was going on out there and not trying to assert myself the entire time. Maybe like getting into the spots, but waiting and listening to hear if the guy's on the other side. And I think just being in there plays a big factor, because if you're in there and they don't know where you are, it kind of puts like a sense of panic in the guy. If you're in there and they're not in there, they're kind of panicking. Oh, where is he at? When's he going to come out? The longer you're in there, the more it makes them worry. I feel like I was doing a good job of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just whenever I felt like the moment to go was, I was just trying to go off of the instinctual feeling. But yeah.
So it sounds like to put that, into easier words for listeners, it's you were changing the pace, which is important. You weren't approaching each point the exact same. You weren't playing the snake the same exact way every time, which is so crucial. That's like one of the number one things an attacker can do is change up the rhythm and the flow of what they're doing to not be predictable, so that, if you have the perfect balance of that, you come out on top more times than not, and you dictate the pace, which is so important. Whereas if you have a team where it's like, look, every time this player gets in the snake, he's going to crawl to the 50, he's going to wrap, and that's what he's going to do, it's very easy to shut down. But if you have a player that does that the first point, gets to the 50, wraps, shoots 2 people, then the next point gets into the snake 1 and waits, and then the point after that goes to the snake 2 and looks crossfield, it throws the whole team off. The team doesn't really know what to do. You're messing up multiple parts of the game plan for the opponents. And that's a really valuable thing for young players to understand. Like, you have to be able to play a spot multiple ways. There's maybe the best way to play a spot, but there's never an only way to play a spot, if that makes sense. It's a really important thing to understand. There's so many ways to play a spot, and you just have to figure out what situation calls for that type of play. Yeah.
That was something I learned from Tyler. When I got on Dynasty, Tyler was like, try to do something different every third point. Yeah. So I took that for a long time. Every third point, I just go, either I'm going real fast, 2 points in a row, or I'm going slow 2 points in a row, and then the opposite, third point.
Yeah.
That was a big nugget I got from you, Ty.
Yeah, dude. It's been really fun to watch you develop, Mikey. You've become a top-tier player. There's no doubt about it. When you're getting into the snake, and shout out to the field layout. That was a fun layout. Yeah. It was a really great one where it was like traditional heads up battles, from the can, the temple. And then once you got in the snake, like you said, it was this crazy elusive game where it's like, all right, we got to figure out what this player's doing, where they're looking, how they're going to approach it. But they had a really fun layout on this event. And I hope, that they have some more traditional style snakes like that. And the Dorito side was really dense. You can drop low and get down that side if they're not looking the correct way from that tower. Everybody knows which tower I'm talking about in the middle. That pretty much just shuts down that entire Dorito side. But, Mike, there's so many things that, obviously as you've figured out from playing pro these last, how many years have you been playing pro now?
This is my 5th year, maybe 5th or 6th year.
Damn, dude. Crazy. So,
it's a young pro though,
up.
that's a young career.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I didn't get an MVP until I don't know how many years in the league. One of these formal Golden Barrel ones is like 20 years. I'm old as shit.
Straight up. It's happening, dude.
You're young, dude. Ryan's going to play until 50. You got it.
Oh man. Oh boy. That's a nightmare.
But as you've seen over these 6 years pro, there's so many different gears that you've added to your game just in the last, 12 to 16 months, and you're going to add even more of them in the next 3 to 4 years, or even the next year, the next tournament, and it's this never ending progression of, fine tuning all these little details and then growing with the game, because the game is ever evolving as well. The way that you guys are playing right now is going to shift again. It's all going to keep shifting. So that's what keeps us all coming back. And, obviously hats off for the success out there in Texas. I think that was one of the most entertaining finals matches that people have seen in quite some time, for sure.
Both of our matches, dude, were insanely entertaining. Could have went either way. Both of them is like fucking back and forth, crazy points, penalties on both sides. Wow.
Oh yeah. You better believe it. Keep it going. I'm going to be hunting y'all's asses for a long time. So you guys, we'll keep going and doing these battles.
Ty's coming, baby.
Ty's coming, dude. I always know that. I always say, dude, Ty put a couple shots on me in the prelims that were just the one when I was in the 50 snake. It was such a good shot. I mean, I'm not surprised because I've seen you do it so many times. You just haven't ever really done it to me like that. And I like to think that I'm hard to shoot.
Oh, you are.
Jesus, bro.
Damn
Jesus.
Well, I mean, the
shot,
whole team,
boy.
the whole your guys' squad is hard to shoot. That's why you guys do so well in tournaments, is because you're hard to kill.
It's an important part of the game.
Yeah, it's tremendously important. And paintball is in such a good space right now. I'm grateful that I'm able to be in the big fight, no matter who it's against, and just be playing this game. It's the best. This episode is brought to you by Lone Wolf Paintball. They are an amazing online supplier and have been around since the beginning of the game as Michigan's premier paintball field and paintball supplier since 1987. They are rapidly expanding into the online retail space and supplying everything you need to be the best paintball player you can be. They have got it all. Head over to lonewolfpaintball.com and shop all of your favorite brands. And they also boast amazing customer service and will have this out to you with same-day shipping, which is amazing. It's always nice to know that your stuff is on its way immediately so you can start to use it that very next weekend of play. Check out their YouTube, Lone Wolf Paintball, and their Instagram @LoneWolfPB, and stay up to date with all of their deals and sales. Play the Game podcast is immensely honored to have them on board, and we cannot wait for you guys to check out lonewolfpaintball.com and become a part of their community.
100%. Mikey, we're going to hop into some Discord questions. The Discord is firing off. Everyone is super excited that we're having you on the show. First one is from Maggie. Shout out to one of the OG GOATs, Maggie. She goes,
Maggie.
Mikey, in 2022 Sunshine State, you gifted your first place medal to a kid. I remember that you said you didn't feel you earned that one. Well, how do you feel about this one? Were you born with this kind of humility, or did someone or something change you at some point in your life?
Yeah, this one definitely means a lot to me. I don't know. I always thought this way since I was a little kid. I don't have a good answer for that one.
Well, what do you mean thought this way? What's this way?
Well, I would prefer to be the guy out there contributing, but I understand it's not your time every time. And eventually your time will come.
Powerful, bro. Love it.
Truly. Yeah, and someone definitely hardwired you. Like, you picked this up somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it was a friend or a family member or some relationship, there was something that hardwired you with an outlook like that, because it's not a very common outlook. Most people are going to be selfish and egoic and always want to put themselves first, and the list goes on and on. But the reason that you have success and you're going to continue is because, like we said in the beginning of the show, when you first got on Dynasty, and I'll never forget it, you were always so eager to learn and respectful and just hungry. You could see the hunger, and the hunger has not been lost, obviously. I would like, before we go on with the Discord, to ask you about like your training regimen as of recently. What does that look like? What are you doing during the week leading into tournaments? How are you training and preparing your body and your mind to go out there and be the best?
Okay. So recently I changed what I was doing to train. So I was going boxing a lot, but I got super obsessed with it. Like, I was going, I would be at the gym 2-3 hours a night. So I had to make a decision. Do I want to, put all my eggs into one basket, or do I want to go have fun boxing? I'm never going to make anything doing boxing. It's just a good pastime for me.
I don't know about that. You whoop some ass.
Yeah.
Bro, you're a boxer.
But, so I decided to just focus on paintball. So I just started doing the basic stuff, like going to the gym, doing weightlifting, but low weight, running during the week, doing sprints, watching a lot of film. Pretty much all the things you guys say on the show. I just copy those.
Hey, my guy. Listen to Play the Game podcast intently. We've got the best stories in paintball, and one day you could be an MVP Golden Barrel winner too.
Yeah, dude, this is like the ESPN of paintball. This is sick.
Hey, my dude.
Let's go.
Oh, you're the best, Mikey.
Yeah, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
That's tremendous. Yeah, listen to Mikey. Just
listen to Mikey.
You know what I mean? All right, we got iconic paintball Quinn. Quinn, where you been at? Call me, bro. Can I get a phone call?
Where's Quinn?
Holler at me. Can I get a text? Mike, what sort of mental process and preparation goes into stepping up and taking over a bigger workload when Archie got injured on Sunday? And I do kind of want to touch on that here in a second as well.
So kind of the same deal. I was just trying to take it like a normal paintball game. No, trying not to add any pressure in my mind. And really I had nothing to lose. Like, he's hurt. They just want me to go out there and do my best. So I approached it like that. So nothing more added. Same deal.
Easy money. The Dorfster 420. I would love to ask Mikey what he has done to make himself more disciplined in his attack style.
Well, I listened to Marcelo. Hi. What's the score? What's the time? Like you guys say on the show, it's really easy. Like, what's the score? What's the time? Do you need a move? Do you not need a move? If you break it down very simply, the game clock tells you what to do. Like you guys say it over and over and over again.
Dude, straight up.
Yeah, actually, Marcelo, you know how when we go and we teach PTG pro schools and stuff like that, elimination count, how many do we have? Where are they? How are we going to win? But I've actually put the number one thing that goes, the first thing that I teach is the clock. The clock.
100%.
Yeah.
It tells you people practice and you scrimmage teams and you're playing points. I was talking to Todd about this, actually, Martinez, your coach. And it's so funny. We play points all day long, but those points are almost meaningless because you're not playing the way you need to with a clock. Like, you're basically only practicing for that first point. Like without a score and a clock, you don't know if you're trying to play a long, slow point, if you're, up points, down points. These are really important factors to how you're going to play, super important. So yeah, huge. 100%. Nice. Was that me or was that you, Ty?
No, you had the Dorfster. Shout out to Dorfster. Thank you for being in PTG world. We just got some new members today as well. Shout out to y'all that are joining the chat, having fun. If you're not in there, get in there. You can get questions to all of the guests in there. So let's see. We're gonna go with Kalen Inspired Paintball. Mikey, congratulations on a well-deserved Golden Barrel. Out of all of your Dynasty teammates, who do you feel has been the most influential on your progress as a player? Also, not cool cup checking Poppy the goat out there.
Okay, I thought it was Vic in the costume.
Poor Kalen, dude.
My bad, Kalen. My bad.
That's gold.
Shoot. I lost. What was the question?
Just out of your teammates, who do you feel has been the most influential?
Oh man, that's a hard one. That's like picking my favorite parent. I'll go like Blake has been very influential on my game, and Marcelo.
In what way has Blake been, and in what way has Marcelo been?
Blake, because he keeps me he reminds me to be hungry all the time, and he leads more by example. So like just watching him and seeing what he's doing kind of motivates me, and I like to ask him questions, kind of pick his mind. Same thing with Marcelo. Marcelo breaks down the game for me and makes it simple. Like, hey, this is what you do when you're winning. This is what you do when you're losing. Okay, at this point, you need to go out there and do this. And I try to take all that knowledge and just use it to the best of my abilities.
Yeah, Mikey, that means a lot. I appreciate it. And it's I don't know. There's really nobody that has been more coachable, as a teammate ever than you. Like I think that's everyone on Dynasty has said it from day one. Like if we could have 10 Mikeys, the team would just be unstoppable forever. Because the eagerness to just learn and be a good teammate and get better. It's truly a rare trait. A lot of kids these days, they come in and it's the but and it's that they know better and there's just not much time for that. Tyler, I get the sense that Connor Kelly's actually the same way, similar to Mikey,
That's right. Yeah.
When we had him on the show, I was just like amazed. I was like, you guys had found a diamond, it's super rare for young players. And, Mikey, you're one of them. You're definitely a beacon and somebody that a lot of young players should look up to you. They really should. They should look up to how you approach the game and how you've carved a name for yourself on this team because it's really special, really unique, really difficult. And your approach has been the whole reason that you've been able to do it,
Thanks, Marge.
You better watch it. Or he's gonna be out of there. You hear what he's saying?
Yeah, I know. Skinny, you better play this boy more. You're like Skinny's favorite too. If he had to choose one, you're his absolute favorite.
All right, there we go. Am I allowed to ask you guys a question?
Yeah, of course.
All right, I got one. So, from a non-playing perspective, what would you guys change to make the game better? Like to make the game more popular.
Non-playing. Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Go Sports should be free. I just totally understand why it can't be free. That's what sucks. It's a double-edged sword. Like, I totally understand that they need money to fund it. Otherwise, there is no Go Sports. But I feel like if we had like someone that could give an influx of cash for like, I don't know, let's say 3 years, wishful thinking. Like if I won the lottery, I could be like, hey, Maddie, here's, Maddie, Darren, all of you guys, here's $10 million for 3 years of just production. Right. And you just make it free to the public and you put all the money into marketing and selling what we're doing, get rid of split deck, really go around the story. Fuck. I feel like we have an amazing product. Actually better idea. What I would do.
No, you already did one.
Better idea. I would copy the damn Netflix series that they're doing around, Formula One and around golf. I would do the same thing. Spend that $10 million on following 10 different pro players and their lifestyle, traveling overseas to Europe, Australia, South America, the really cool, unique stories and connection with people from, across the globe. And then these massive competitions and World Cup and the larger than life thing and the connection with the fans. And that's what I would do. I would sell that story. So I'd put all that money into doing that, and paintball would be as big as basketball. Mark my words.
And on Netflix.
And on Netflix.
Well, I mean, everybody has Netflix, so that's where the eyes are. It's all about we got to follow that attention.
100%.
For me, I think I would elevate the stands on the sides of the field and give them a elevated view of the field.
Yep.
And it wouldn't have to be much, maybe like 4 or 5 feet, and elevate the VIP area and the free stands and the stands for people who pay or whatever. But just so that people can have a really good view of what's going on inside the net there.
Would you change the snake side to the spectator side?
Shout out to the Doritos. We got to give them some love. We got to keep them on that show tape. It depends, because sometimes maybe I would even change it with the flow of a field. Sometimes the Dorito side is the crazy side, and then sometimes the snake is the crazy side. So I think that if we show love to both sides, maybe someday we'll even have stands on both sides, both sides of the field someday. But
World Cup is perfect. The pits behind the field is the way that it should be. Stands on both sides. Currently, the snake is only on that side because it's where the cameras are. So it's like exponentially more difficult to get the cameras that far away from the actual Go Sports tower. And since the Go Sports tower, it can't be in the grandstands, I guess, because it divides the stands and interrupts the VIP is what it would do. I mean, maybe there's a way to, get around all that, but that's why the snake side is on the side that it is because that's where the Go Sports tower is. So I know that there's an issue there. And, obviously there's more eyes that watch it on Go Sports than in person. So you want to, cater to that. But ideally, yeah, I think you would have stands on both sides of the field. Tyler's right. Elevated is absolutely the move, because from a top-down perspective, paintball looks really cool. Really, really cool. You know? And you could see everything. Like, absolutely elevated would be dope. Yeah, dude, let's do all of it.
All right, you did too. I got another one. So you put a crow's nest dead center in the middle of the field with a ladder that the 2 judges climb up, and then you have a crow's nest that obviously the bunker would go around the pole or whatever, so it'd be safe, and that would be like the 50-yard line crow nest, and you have 2 judges that are up elevated and looking both ways, watching the entire game.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, we got a question from Rounder 11. Shout out to the GOAT. Shout out to Jordan. Mike, do you think that you're actually good luck for Dynasty? Since you joined, the wins started coming. Oh, this next question was for Chris. So I'm sorry. This is the reason I asked this question is because I read this part, and he goes, when you got a penalty in the finals, were you surprised they put you back in? I was like, I don't think Mikey got a penalty in the finals.
Nah, dude, I was clean this year.
Yeah, you were clean as a whistle, baby. You were clean as a whistle. Damn. Okay, so my bad. But anyway, do you think you're good luck for Dynasty?
No, I don't think I'm good luck. I mean, the team has a lot of good players, and I think I came in at a good time. Like you, Tyler, Ryan, you guys were all playing like stellar in 2020. And same thing with 2021. But sure, I'll take the good luck one.
You're a good luck charm, Mike. All right, T, we got like 1 or 2 more questions, and we got to bring Chris in. I know he's on a time crunch tonight. He's got date night with the lady trying to get out of the doghouse, being away all weekend.
Hey, and I just want to say, the dedication's real. It is my son's 8th birthday now tonight.
And yes,
I'm holding it down in PTG world. Let's go.
Happy birthday, Theo.
Let's go, Theo.
Yo.
Yeah, baby. All right, we got Jens. Do you have any explanation for this insane run of the Dragon?
Yeah. Everyone's hungry. Everyone wants to be here. Everyone has put in the work, put in the effort, and we have a good chemistry on the team, a good vibe going on. Skinny, yeah, and Skinny has a lot of weapons for different situations.
Totally. Nice. All right. My let's see. I had one more for you. Yes, Mole King. Shout out to Mole King. Tank Dangle Master.
Yeah, Tank Dangle.
All right, Mikey, you've invested in the wealth economy and become one of the brightest bruisers in the league. Can you talk a little on the intentions, investment, and return on the enforcer mentality?
Okay. Well, someone's got to do it, right? I'll put the helmet on anytime. I'll get bunkered anytime for you guys.
Someone's got to do it. You're the one that usually does the bunkering, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so speaking of bunkering, that move where you hopped out of the 50 snake and made that huge move to tie the game, which, by the way, if we lose the Heat in the prelims like that, which we very well, could have and should have, we might not even have made Sunday. We would have been 2-2, decent point margin. Who knows what would have happened? Maybe we still make it as a wild card. Not sure. So it's a huge moment. Down 1, 48 seconds to go. I remember you look at me at the start, you're like, I'm going to the ghetto, and then I'm going to the buzzer. You said something like that. I don't remember exactly what you said, but I was like, huh? I thought you said you were going to shoot and then go to the ghetto first. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. But all right, Mikey, go for it. And then all of a sudden you went to the 50 snake, and, I get shot. I'm walking off the field, and I just see all of a sudden you like jump out of the snake into the middle of the field and make that move. What did you see? What gave you walk us through that really quick, and then we'll let you go.
Okay. All right. So I told you I was going to go to the snake 3 and shoot for the back center guy. Okay. I went there. Someone was ripping right there. So I crawled up to the 50 snake, the ghetto. I looked inside. Fedorov was playing big on the inside, and I didn't hear anything either. So I shot him, and I was like, oh man, I don't know how much time is left, because I felt like I sat at the snake 3 for a little bit too long. And then, I remember I watched every point that match. So I was like, they like to stack up this tower and the wedge. And then someone shot the outside of the 50 snake. So I'm like, they for sure got to be in one of these two. So I really had no idea exactly where they were. I just had a good idea. And I happened to see Chad's barrel switch sides. So he shot the Dorito side as I was coming around the pin, and he switched to the snake side. I saw his barrel going over. And then once I bunkered him, I just assumed someone was in that tower. But yeah, a little bit of luck.
That's not luck, though. You just explained some very high-level stuff in a simple way. So you identified positions based on where they were shooting because you knew the field. So you knew what 2 spots can shoot those cuts and what 2 spots were shooting those cuts. And then you also identified that someone was probably in that tower because that was the best spot on the field to slow the Dorito side. These are all things that you were very thoughtful and mindful of, in the week leading up to the event. Probably you were thinking about this kind of stuff, and then it all kind of comes together in that moment and allows you to go and make a move like that. It's spectacular.
Thanks, Marge.
This episode is brought to you by BioCell RX. BioCell RX is an amazing company that makes some of the best CBD I have ever tried. I've been personally using this product for over 3 months, and it does not disappoint. I don't go anywhere without it. When traveling, it's really hard to get to sleep, especially when I'm swapping time zones and going to different places, sleeping in hotels and not in my own bed. CBD helps me get a good night rest so that I can wake up feeling refreshed, ready to coach, ready to teach, or ready to compete. Whatever it is, I take my CBD with me. My CBD is my partner in crime, my partner in travel. BioCell is one of the products that if it's not in my backpack, I'm not leaving the house. You guys are definitely going to want to head over to biocellrx.com and pick up a bottle of your own. The cool thing about BioCell is they offer CBD at an incredibly highly concentrated formula. With over 6,000 milligrams per bottle, you can get one bottle and hold on to it for a long time. The typical dose for CBD is around 30 milligrams, so you do the math. One bottle will last you a very long time. You don't have to deal with constantly ordering new products and waiting for it to arrive and maybe running out, all of the nonsense. Use code PLAYTHEGAME and get $25 off at checkout. All right, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, it's not an easy move. You have to read a lot of different seams, and then you made a really educated decision off of those seams, and it played into your favor.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, baby.
Ty, you got anything else for Mike, or should we let him go now?
Zony crew, we out, baby.
All right, later, T. Later, Mike.
Mikey,
bud.
love you, brother. Proud of you. You're the man.
Thanks.
See you soon.
Thanks.
Have a good night, dude.
Later.
Peace.
Mikey, dude.
Mikey,
Mikey, what a great dude. There's not many people more deserving, right? Like, he's just quiet, humble, always working. And
yes, he is.
Happy to see it come to fruition.
Definitely one of the hardest working paintball players in the league.
Yeah.
I know that during the week he's playing paintball, he's working out. He's also, a busy man, and he's got, a lot of hats to wear, but he's making it come together. What up, Chris? We got
100%.
Chris Schehr in the house now.
What up? What up?
Oh, big dog at finals MVP.
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Feels good.
Look at you, dude. Ryback.
Yep. I don't know if anyone knows that name outside of our team.
They don't. Yeah.
Talk to me, what's going on with Ryback?
At World Cup, we watched Under Siege. And it was like Chris and I's first time seeing it. Obviously, the old guys on the team have all seen it a bunch. Have you seen it, Ty? Under Siege?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, dude, you got to see it.
Oh my God.
Oh,
my
wait.
God.
No, yes, I have.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
It's amazing. He's like a chef on a Navy boat that gets taken over by these hostiles, and then he ends up whooping everyone's ass. He's just like this master. It was great. And Chris and I loved the movie. Chris fucking really loved it. And Chris is our Casey Ryback. He's just smooth, calm, collected, unassuming.
Dude, I gotta ask, in the final point in overtime, in the finals, did you decide to go to the 50, or was that part of the play?
So me and Skinny kind of had a conversation, and the conversation was basically like, Chris, you haven't really pushed that side much this match, right? And I think just, it being Sunday and things slowing down and not wanting to make mistakes, I played a little bit, more reserved on that side that match. But, I talked with I remember before that match, I asked, some of the guys like Marcelo, Ryan, Yosh, like, is there anything else I could be doing on that side that you think, I could change or anything like that? And Yosh, had a really good response and said, there's going to be moments that come during this match. And, it's whether or not you see those moments and take those opportunities at that time. And it was funny because throughout the first, 4 or 5 points of the match, all of the points, when I would go to that first big inset Dorito on the break, there was always that little moment where I could go right away to the next one that we were calling the 100, the next big Dorito on the inside. Mm-hmm. But I still kind of just played it a little bit more reserved. But when it was overtime, I remember walking on the field and just thinking back, hearing Yosh in my mind going, there's going to be that time, that opportunity comes. So, I ran out there. I just kept going.
Okay.
Just felt it.
He literally just kept going.
No, so that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of, because if Skinny made that play call, that's a tremendous play call. But it sounds like you came up with that on the fly.
Yeah, he kind of put it, instilled it.
But
in
it
the
wasn't
back of my
like
mind.
in the play. It wasn't. He didn't say to you like, "Hey, you're going to the 50 Dorito on this play." He didn't send you. No.
Yeah, no. He was.
That was kind of at the gate thing. I feel like you looked at us and were like, "I'm gonna push over here," and I was like, "Great, now's the time, right? Like now's the time." I didn't say that to you, but that's the implication, and that's kind of the way these moments are played. People tend to like suck up, and actually instead you kind of need to loosen up in a lot of these moments, and it's tremendous that you did that, because we lost Mikey off the break in overtime, and you making that move allowed me to say, which I hadn't done all game, to say, fuck it, and go from the back center, fill right out to the Dorito corner. I was like, Chris just created all this space. We lost Mikey. We're going to go try to win down this side. Right. And we were able to do that all because of, you really just taking that risk and pushing it early, which people weren't doing. It was like one of those things that just people weren't doing. So they were unexpecting of it.
Yeah, I felt like it was the time to do it. I mean, I hadn't played. Like I said, I played kind of reserved all match on that side, and then it was just. I remember too, right before that point, I think I said to you or somebody on the field when we walked out there, like, "I'm going for it."
Yeah, it was me. 100%.
So
like, fucking go for it. Yeah,
dude, cojones. That's called cojones. You sent it, bro.
I think I might have planted a little bit of a seed too, because I remember you talking to me about the last event, and you were like, well, I told you that I think you probably would have gotten the MVP if in that New York match you would have just pushed it. When you originally got into that Dorito undetected, you could have like went to the next one and shot Pat because he didn't quite know where you were, and you would have probably got the other 2 kills. Right. And there was like a little bit of reserved, Yeah. And so this time in overtime, you're like, I'm going.
Yeah. I feel like too, though, even before that match, I was, usually the MVP kind of comes in that final match, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in this time it was a lot tougher to call. I think they had a long conversation as to who it could be. But I was kind of manifesting in my own mind, like I want to make a move this match to get an MVP. You know?
Stellar.
So,
people look at that and they kind of frown upon that mindset, but I don't think it's something that should be frowned upon. Every single top level player should be striving to be an MVP, because if you're an MVP, that means you're doing what's best for your team. That means that what you're doing out there is incredibly valuable to all the players around you, and it's producing results. It's not selfish. It can be looked at as selfish. It can be looked at as vain through lenses of, people that don't really understand sports, I guess. But if you're a high level athlete, of course, that's your goal. You want to be the best player out there on both teams. That's what you're showing up to do. That's what you put in the work day in and day out for, there's nothing selfish about it. When I show up to the field, I want to be the best player so I could come get high fives from you guys. I want to be able to make a game-changing move so that I could, do well for the team, So striving to be the MVP or having these thoughts about being the MVP is not a selfish thing at all. It's the mindset of a winner. It really is, and that's what you should be, constantly thinking about is how can I be the best? How can I take my game to the next level? How can I elevate those around me through this? And that move opened up again. If you don't make that move and I'm not able to get out to the corner, because like the reason I was able to get to the corner is because you created that space, right? If both those things don't happen, I don't know that we win that match, because again, they shot Mikey off the break. That's a big loss on the Snake side to not have an advantage playing down a body. That field was brutal if you were down bodies.
Yeah.
Who knows? So,
Agreed.
Props, dude. Props for making that move in a big moment, big time of the game, and having the cojones to do it.
Yeah. And the MVP story, like I don't really care about the accolades and in and of itself like that. It's more of if I could go out there and get an MVP, I know that like my team is already so good, like we're gonna go win this tournament, right? That's kind of how it is. So if I can go out there and play to that level and everyone else plays, how they normally play, it's we're going to get the win. So it's cool.
Tough to beat, brother.
And then the move, Marcelo, your move is equally as big to the corner, because I don't think that we knew that you made that move to the corner.
Yeah.
And then you were able to get production as well off of that move. So it was like both of the moves were just at the time hadn't been seen prior to that moment, in the entirety of probably both matches that we played, I would say.
100%. Yeah, that formation hadn't happened at all. Literally, like the whole event, I don't think we had that formation maybe once or twice, like mid-game, but not that early. Ryan Moorhead went to the can on the Dorito side, and Ronnie was shooting my way, but then he switched right as I was making the move out to the corner, so no one saw that move, and I was able to shoot Ryan on our side, which gave us, huge advantage on the tape there. And again, it's like, I don't make that move without Chris making his move, period. And it's all stuff that was like, not part of the game plan. You're just, you are believing in each other and talking about it at the gate and just playing good paintball off of one another, right? Like, you don't have to have a game plan to tell you that that's the right move. If your teammate creates all this space, get into position to capitalize on that, period. You have to. If you lose somebody on the other side, that doesn't mean try to make a big fill and weaken your side where you have an advantage to go help a side you don't have an advantage. No, double down on the side that you have an advantage on and just try to win faster than they win on the side that you have a disadvantage on. There's a lot of information there, but I mean, it makes sense. That's the ticket.
Yes. No, you're right. Because you would typically see a team with less experience go, oh shit, we got to fill out Snake Way.
Yes, totally. And then you go over there and you're at a stalemate, and now you weakened the side that you originally had an advantage on, and now you're playing down bodies, and it's like, all right, this might not go well for us, Yeah, man, amazing. Chris, dude, we do have a bunch of Discord questions for you too. I don't know if you listen to any part of Mikey's show here, but he had some great questions, so you really have some big shoes to fill.
All right.
Dual MVPs. But we're gonna start with Papa Sash. Chris, do you ever get tired of Harrison's endless lectures on the evils of the dreaded meat glue?
No, I actually think it's kind of interesting.
It is super interesting. It's real too. I was the one that started telling Harrison, like, he was posting all these videos of eating in the lounge, and I'm like, dude, that food is not good for you, like that. And I know I recently posted a photo because I finally caved. I haven't even been going into the lounge much. They're usually packed now, which kind of is a bummer. But there was this brand new one in where was I? I think I was in Minneapolis, and brand new flagship lounge, and it's actually pretty nice, and the food was decent. But still, you could tell the meat's not good quality. It's a bunch of different parts of the chicken that are pushed and mushed together. It's really strange. Yeah, it's it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. This stuff is illegal in other countries, and it's legal in our country. I don't know. It's really strange.
It's weird though, because I've only seen that in the to the extent that he posts about it, the meat glue. It's only in the Centurion lounges in the airport, which I have seen that, and I don't eat the chicken. I'm like, it just looks weird. Yeah, but otherwise, I don't know, man. Harrison.
Oh man, little meat glue will get you right.
Oh, Harry.
This is good stuff.
So yeah,
dude, shout out to the meat glue. If you haven't tried it, give it a taste. Go to the lounge, give it a whirl. We got rounder 11. Chris, when you got the penalty in the finals, were you surprised they put you back in?
I mean, I think that
this motherfucker got me pulled on a lot of penalties this weekend.
So yeah, I actually got 3 penalties, and to be completely honest, I don't even remember the last time I got a penalty.
I do.
Yeah. Knock on wood. I mean, I usually don't ever get them, and it was just, it was funny because diving out into that spot that I was diving into and going up into that Dorito, that ground was tough, and you're going out there hard, and when you're landing there, you're not feeling much, but just it just an impact. It's hurting. And I don't know, I just wasn't feeling anything. And you kind of had to crawl kind of far up in to get into that Dorito from that spot I was diving into. And I think that if they seen something spray or anything like that would happen, I think that me having to crawl all the way up into that Dorito was pretty much them saying he's continuing to play. Yeah. Right. But never intentionally. I think it would have been different had I intentionally tried to wipe something or, played foul, but I wasn't doing that. So I think coming back in the pit and just explaining what happened, I think the team still had enough faith in me to go out there and keep playing.
Dude, it's funny. Papa Sash says, Chris, do your lawyering skills ever come into play when the referee calls rub smaller than a quarter as a hit and throw a flag? Papa Sash.
Dynasty doesn't believe in my lawyering skills.
This dude falls asleep watching Twitch at night. I'm still not convinced he's an attorney.
Oh man,
I got the pleasure of rooming with Chris, dude. We got super high on melatonin gummies.
Yeah, I got the strongest kind at Whole Foods.
Yeah,
ripping.
This thing's knocked me out, dude.
So,
how about the night that I left my car on, dude? Tyler, we had a match. So it was really one of these strange things. So all of a sudden, we went to bed at 10:30, 11. I wake up at 3:15 on the dot, and I'm wide awake. This was Friday night. Wide awake. Like, bing, as if it's, 7, 8 in the morning. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm just laying there, refuse to check my phone because, as soon as you check your phone, you're toast. It's the lights on, boom. Dude, I'm laying there for an hour. All of a sudden, it's like 4 something. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm up. I'm going to check my phone. I check my phone, and there's a bunch of texts from the team. Hey, whose van is that out front? You left your lights on. I'm like, that's Marcelo's. Marcelo, you left your lights on. I'm like, what? Oh, no, dude, the van's going to be dead in the morning. So I'm so awake. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go down and see. So I go down to the van. The whole car's on. So the issue with owning a Tesla is you never turn the car on or off, period. Like, you literally just, you get the keys on my phone. This is my key. My phone is my key. It's in my pocket. When I walk up to the car, it automatically unlocks. I get in, I put it in reverse, and I drive. Like, it's so easy.
One of my teammates just did that recently.
Oh, yeah. So I left the whole car on, which was actually probably better because then the battery didn't die. Turn it off, go to bed. Next morning, find out that 8 cars got their windows smashed and things stolen out of. So, like, I think that the fact that the car was on and running deterred them from breaking into our car. I don't know.
That's insane.
We were also like staying right next to this strip club, and we had this stripper that was trying to do laundry while the paintball players were doing laundry. It was really a funny interaction. It was a funny interaction. She was, it was hilarious. Like, I had all my stuff in the washer, literally in the washer, put the quarters in, did the thing, and was like closing it. She's like, I've been waiting for like 2 hours. I have work in a couple hours. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I just came in and it was open, so I put my stuff in. I'm really sorry. And she was pissed. And I was like, I think there might be another one upstairs. I don't know. Long story short, she goes upstairs. There's not another one. She comes down. She's pissed. And I'm like, I'll be out of here as soon as I can, and my stuff won't take long to dry. It'll be yours. So I go to the room, come back. She's on FaceTime with her girlfriend as my stuff's finishing up. And the girl on FaceTime is like, is this that mother bleep? Is this him? And she's like, no, this is, another guy. He wasn't as bad, and I was like, hey, I'm just trying to get your girl a washing machine, like, it's going to be open soon. And she's like, what else are you trying to get her? I was like, hey, I only have a roll of quarters, so I don't know where this conversation's going, but it was pretty funny, dude. Like, we were staying in the cut. For sure.
She's washing her clothes after all the paintball.
I was just about to say that. Yes. That's a bold move.
Yes. I told her too. I was like, hey, there's this big like paintball tournament here, and there's a lot of teams. We had the Blast Camp guys there. So they all witnessed this whole thing. It was really funny. But I was like, if you need to do laundry again, I recommend doing it like early afternoon. Otherwise, everyone's going to get back from the tournament around 4 or 5, and these things are going to be loaded. You're not going to want to do it then.
Trashed. Yeah. For sure.
Anyway, I thought that was a funny story from the event. Little inside,
Dude, never dull stuff. Moments. Never dull moments at the washing machines because it's an all-out battle. Then
100%. Jens wants to know, Chris, did you expect when coming to the team to be in the frequent starting 5 on Dynasty?
No. To be honest, I did not. I thought it was going to take a lot longer, and I guess what was tough for me was no one really told me whether or not I for sure had taken really Dalton's spot or something like that, But then I came in and I got to play on the Druida side. But it's funny, actually, at practice before this event, I played the Snake side at one of the practices. Skinny was like, we'll just play over here for today, and that was fun. So I really didn't know what to expect. It's really just giving it your all at practice, making sure that you're, I practice a lot at home myself, do drills and just staying sharp. So, just giving it my all to kind of earn that spot in that respect.
What does a typical week look like for training and drills and like workouts or whatever your regimen is?
I'll tell you what, Chris needs to do some leg workouts.
Oh man!
Oh, sticks over here.
Get him! I'm about to get on my creatine.
Creatine, that'll do it.
Yeah, get that water weight up.
Yeah.
It's no, I actually do a lot of running, cardio stuff. My wife, she's actually a marathon runner, so I run with her.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Actually, I'm actually doing a half marathon in December. She just signed us up for it.
Sounds painful.
God. Yeah, so she's running the marathon. I'm running the half marathon.
What's the distance on those?
That one, the half marathon is 13 point something, 13.1, I think.
It was like 27, right?
A full is 26.2.
Nice.
Yeah. So
That's a haul.
yeah, I think the most I've ever actually ran at one time is maybe close to 10 miles, 8 to 10 miles. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get up there,
Oh
it's
yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do a lot of cardio stuff, running. When I go to the gym, I like to do the Stairmaster. Keeps you good. And
Yeah.
then just regular weight
Stairmaster is
training.
great.
Yeah. I usually warm up with that like 15 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then just regular weight training, Monday through Friday if I can, and then paintball on the weekends. Sometimes I go during the week and drill.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, always keeping the gun in your hand, right? Building that relationship with your marker and knowing your shots,
yeah,
and then having the resilience to be able to push through the pain. Like when you're running a marathon, it's mind over matter, and a lot of times in paintball matches, you got to push through and
yeah.
really shift gears.
Oh, video games too. They're
Hey,
good. Playing
yep.
video games, I swear, I don't know what it is. It's just, I think it makes you better. I really
Mhm.
do. I think it's the hand-eye coordination. It's the
Reaction time too, for
strategy,
sure.
reaction time.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to play a lot of like Call of Duty and stuff like that, shooting games.
Yeah.
Keep my gun near me when I'm playing games and kind of mess around with it. I don't know, little
Well,
nerdy things.
no, you're right, because you're reading the same exact seams that you would on a paintball field.
Yeah.
Your comms are going to be, a lot better if you're gaming with a group that as well. You have
Mhm.
really good comms, and you're going to be reading all those same seams that you would when you navigate a paintball field. They're very similar in a map of Call of Duty.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, there's a Call of Duty map called Speedball.
No shit.
Yeah,
Damn.
and
That's
it's
crazy.
kind of set up similar to one. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really fun too.
Yeah, I have I have 2 kids, so they hog all the video games. I don't
Yeah.
really get to do much around here anymore, but I sure do love playing video games when I can.
Yeah.
And I try to hop in Snapshot VR. I'm the 7-footer in there
Yeah.
with like a crazy name like guest, 7845.
You still don't have a profile. You're scared to start racking up them deaths. You got to keep that KD strong.
I'm not saying I'm as good in there as I am on a real paintball field, so want to definitely, take my time, but it is advantageous to be going through the mental reps and having that hand-eye coordination. It's all applicable to a paintball game.
For sure. For sure.
100%. Ty, you got a question from the Discord?
Yes, sir. We got Meme Machine Matt.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, he's wondering, and Mike, congrats on the MVPs. Do you feel like it's better to go through the prelims undefeated, or do you feel it's better to take a loss in the prelims so the team can have those hard discussions about what went wrong?
Well, you definitely never want to take a loss, but I think it helps you when you do take a loss and you can go back and really figure out what's going on. And I think for this event, we kind of had an advantage when we lost our first match against Infamous, and then we were unable to play that second match on that same day because of that big storm that came through. I think that allowed us to go home and really, have that extra little bit of time to finish our discussions about the layout and come to an agreement on some things. Because I honestly, and Marcelo, you might agree as well, I think really coming into this event, I felt like last event we kind of felt like we had the field down. Like there wasn't really a disagreement on what was going on, but I almost felt like this event we struggled at practice. I mean, there was times where we were not playing well, and I felt like that came into the event with us. And there was still some disagreements on how to play the layout. And I think that having that match postponed and taking a loss really allowed us to go in and sit down and just rethink things, right? But I do think if you just have maybe an easy bracket and you haven't been tested yet, then you get into Sunday and all of a sudden you have to play Houston Heat or X Factor, somebody in the wild card match, first thing Sunday. I think you're gonna be surprised quick at how much different it could be.
Mm-hmm. And sorry, go ahead, March.
We really struggled in practice. Our line specifically, it was funny. Chris texted me after practice and was like, is everything okay? Was that a normal thing for Dynasty? And I kind of laughed because we've had plenty of really bad practices, and those are actually, in the moment they're the most frustrating. But every time I leave those practices and get home at night, it's like that's the best thing for us. It's a good thing. So I kind of laughed, but I was like, we're going to be fine. I promise you. It's we've definitely had practices that are worse than that. Just is what it is. We just have to, learn. I think the biggest difference this event is I did feel there was a lot of disconnect on how to play the field. We had multiple ideas and beliefs that it was hard for us to kind of come together. It took more time than usual for sure. But that's going to happen when you have a team with a bunch of players that have really high paintball IQ, and see things a certain way. That first match definitely was, a little bit of a byproduct of that, I think.
Yeah. I feel like too, you kind of heard it around the league that it was an interesting field, or that other teams, you would hear something from another team that they would say, oh, this is the way to do it. Right. But our way of thinking was completely different than what theirs was. So I think there was a lot of disconnect in terms of all of the teams and what each team believed was the better side to win from, or that, the best spots on the field. So I think it was all around a field that I think you just had to play it super well, to be honest, and believe in your game plan.
Yeah. I just also think there were like multiple ways to win. It was one of those fields where like it kind of depends on what happens after the breakout.
Yeah.
If they don't go wide on one of the sides, you get a kill off the Dorito side, then sending the extra body that way works very well. If, you shoot a guy on the snake side and you made it in the snake, maybe send the extra body that way and really try to power down that side. It was a little more fluid in like how things panned out after the breakout, in my opinion.
This episode of PTG is brought to you by HK Army. HK is an industry leader in high-quality paintball gear, accessories, and lifestyle apparel that was founded in 2007. And we have a tremendous opportunity for you all to be geared up on every level with HK Army custom team gear. Whether you're on the paintball field or in the airsoft arena, take your game to the next level by using code PTG to get 50% off your custom gear design fee. And I don't think y'all heard me out there. That is 50% off, and you will be able to collaborate with a seasoned designer to create custom branded HK Army jerseys, long sleeves, t-shirts, pants, gloves, or headbands for your team with no minimum order quantity. Head on over to hkarmy.com/custom and use code PTG for 50% off on your team's custom gear design fee right now. Let's go. Thank you, HK Army, for everything you do in paintball, in airsoft, and in so many people's lives. We love you. Go check them out.
And then also, too, what I recognized from this field was the 50 spots. When you got there, usually, you get to a 50 spot, you should get a reward for it, right?
Yeah.
But it was almost like this field, you could get there, but it really took a lot to produce kills from those spots, I thought at least. The Dorito side of the field, you got there, you would just get bounce shot right away. You could barely survive in there unless you were in there without being seen. And then, the 50 snake side wasn't many shots from there. So
totally.
No.
Yeah, I agree. Chris,
circling back,
sorry.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Matt had, his initial discussion was about having those hard fought, conversations and losing a game. Like it takes you losing a game to have those conversations. That's not the case. You can win 4 and have really good conversations and still do well, but it's up to your team to, take those L's in practice and have really good competition as well when you're practicing, so that when you roll into a tournament, you can continue those good discussions and hopefully have a really good outcome. But, taking a loss definitely is a chin check every time, and it makes you look at things different.
Sure.
Ty, you bring up an excellent point there. You can go 4-0, but you have to be real with yourself. You have to say, well, yes, we went 4-0, but look, we were exposed here and we could have been exposed there. And, we won this point, but we really shouldn't have. And what would have happened if they would have done this? If you think about those things and are really thoughtful and honest, you don't let the ego just say, yeah, we're 4-0. You look at all the mistakes that were made or all the potential things that could have went wrong, with your plan and your play. That's how you can, go 4-0 and continue to get better and still, be really dominant on Sunday.
Absolutely.
Dynasty Shadow 21. Shout out to Dynasty Shadow, our boy from Shut Up, We're Trying. Made the finals, played against New York Wrecking Crew. We're going to have Steve on here in a bit. They had a stellar weekend. Wrecking Crew did take them down, though, got to say. Shout out to Chris Odom. I know Chris Odom was out there, too. I don't know if he was too happy about that.
He's the man.
We love you, though, brother. Dynasty Shadow wants to know, what is a weird quirk of one of your teammates?
Oh. Harrison definitely has some funky ones.
Put him on blast.
I'm trying to think. I mean, Harrison's play style in general is pretty quirky. Dude, there was a time at practice we were at Victory. And I don't know what happened. He was in the snake, and I think someone like shot the bunker really close to him. And I swear he did a 180 like spin, gun up right away.
He's a spaz out there sometimes. Yeah.
You kind of had to be there to see it.
Dude, Victory's closing.
So sad.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Like,
Yeah.
we have no competitive parks in San Diego. There's Velocity. They have a tournament field, but nothing during it's devastating. I'm like, man, huge bummer.
Yeah, everybody go show love to the Victory Paintball Park Instagram. I think the date is June, the beginning of June. They're going to be closing down. So go out there and play some paintball at Victory and have some fun out there before it closes. It's really, really sad because it's, like you said, it's one of the better parks in all of Southern California. And obviously the ownership, all the people, everybody that goes out there and trains, just the best community of paintball players that you could ask for.
Ty, do you have any more questions? If not, I've just one more. And then
go ahead and fire it off.
All right. This is from Tyler Johnsky. Got to ask it because it is a good question. He wants to know, Chris, what could Tyler and the rest of Heat have done to come out on top in the finals?
Ooh.
Curious on Marcelo and his Dynasty guest's point of view. Both Heat and Dynasty played spectacular.
Thanks.
I honestly think that the overtime point, they could have won that one. I think even though we did press the Drudo side when we lost Mikey on the break, I think that could have probably been taken advantage of. And I think, I know that Chad tried. He went around the 50 snake and into our snake. Just got, Blake was able to shoot him. Maybe if he would have just waited a little bit longer, I don't know. Maybe if they tried to double team Blake in that spot and come through the snake that way, you could have,
Well, I think he just went the wrong route.
Yeah.
He went straight to the wide knuckle. He should have crawled right around, and gone across the beam.
Yeah. I think there was plenty of times in that match where Heat could have won. I mean, I think it was a back and forth match, and it came out in our favor at the end. But I thought you guys played a great match.
It was one of the, like I said earlier, is extremely entertaining to watch, and the margin is just so close, between one or the other winning that tournament. And geez, man, we'll definitely be coming after you guys. So, we're hungry, and I know you guys are too. We're gonna have a lot of really good paintball games.
For sure.
Ty, what do you think the team could have done better to win the event?
Yeah,
obviously you've had time to reflect. I know you're that's all you do is think about this kind of stuff. What's your honest opinion?
I mean, I'm not going to nitpick anything. It's just the way the cookie crumbled, and it didn't crumble our way. It's a paintball game. And that's kind of like after, I take this very seriously, and my stomach still hurts, just talking about it right now. It's something that I pour my heart and soul and life into. And, it's a game at the end of the day. It'd be like, you play Call of Duty and expect to win every single game of Call of Duty that you play. There's going to be things that go your way and things that don't go your way. And, my hat's off to you guys. You won in overtime, and I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to nitpick anything or everybody. We've all seen, just the way the cookie crumbled. And I honestly didn't even realize, I went to bunker Ryan at the end, and I was like, oh, it's going to go to one-on-ones. That's where my mindset was at. Cause I was like, I still have like two guys left. And I was like, I'll get Ryan. They'll play for another 30 seconds. And then I'm gonna play someone in a one-on-one. That's where my mindset was at. I was like, I was just
gonna go out there and milk you in the one-on-one. Wait until we get to the next person, just hide. Don't look at them, so just wait.
Damn, dude. I would have just attacked your ass.
You better try to bunker me, bro.
I'm coming.
Is it 60 seconds or 2 minutes?
I believe it's 2 minutes.
I think it's 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. But so I like
Tom and Jerry for 2 minutes.
Yeah. I'll never forget the sound from that shit bothers me right now. Like when I bunkered Ryan, your entire sideline erupted. And I'm like, what the fuck are they so happy about? And I was like, oh my God. Like that was
last
it.
one. Yeah.
I could not, I was like, it broke me, dude. I was like, oh my God. And so it's definitely been, a painful loss, but that's how you get some of the most growth, and I know that we're all super hungry and, thank you so much to HK Army, DLX, the Heat fam, everybody that supported us. We're going to keep coming and better believe we'll see you guys in the finals some more. I got this second place medal over here that's driving me fucking bonkers, and I'm going to keep looking at it,
Bro, I kept that second place World Cup trophy that we lost to Impact. I kept it above my bed. I know I've told the story on here before.
Yeah.
Literally until 2020, until we won that World Cup. Yep. We won events since then, but it was a World Cup that we had to win,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I want to reiterate how proud I am of my team. Like, let's go Heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, the boys are hungry. We're working hard. Chad George feasted all weekend long. Ryan Moorhead feasted. The boys feasted. Totally. Like, we had a ton of production, and we're trending in the right direction, and we're just going to keep getting better. So we're excited for a lot of paintball this season, and can't wait to see you guys in more finals matches.
Oh yeah,
100%.
I got a quirk for Marcelo. Actually, I just thought about it. You always buy that stinky fish from the grocery store. You leaving it in the car.
I got it one time, dude. That was the first time that I ever got that fish from Sprouts. The bag. It was literally the first time ever, but it was so good. It's like the best thing ever. I'll never not get it now.
Jeez,
it was stinky though. Stinky.
It is.
But then we got in the car later, and I was like, "Why does the car smell like fish? Who left their dirty gear in here?" Chris, brother, thank you, dude. Congratulations on the accolades.
Congrats,
really happy
bro.
to see you earn it.
Appreciate it.
In that fashion. Many more to come. Excited to get back to work. It's still a long season. We got a lot of work ahead of us. We got to stay hungry. Otherwise, this guy right here is going to take us down. So appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, dude. Boys. Thanks for coming on. And shout out to PTG. Thanks for showing out. Chris, you got a ton of love in the chat. We're going to have to bring you into PTG world. What's up?
For sure.
Yeah, he's a gamer. Yeah, we'll send him a link.
Hell yeah.
Linked out. Hell yeah.
Sure.
Let's go,
all right,
boys.
All right, brother.
All right, bro.
Peace.
Thank you, guys. Later.
Peace,
I love that guy, dude. He's been like a delight of a teammate. Again, similar to Connor Kelly, I think. Like, sometimes you just pick up a teammate and you're like, this is the one. You know what I mean? Like, just the right mindset, right everything. It's so important, dude. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not the right kind of person, just isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to work.
Yeah. And
all right.
He was, without a doubt, if not the best player, one of the best players on Revo, leaving that organization. So
absolutely.
To be able to pick up a caliber player like that's always a huge boost, especially after losing Dalton, to be able to fill the role with Chris. And, nobody's ever going to be Dalton, but the kid's playing some really good ball.
Yeah, I'm actually bummed. That is something I wanted to talk to him about. I love his style so much because he is super aggressive when necessary, but he has great survivability. He's like one of those slippery players that can just get into really good spots. And he does kind of play a little bit like Dalton, into where he doesn't do it with a lot of gunfighting. He does it off of just vision and being really, really like sneaky. And, he has his checklist that he goes through, and it's really methodical for him, which makes it easy. And it makes it consistent. It's not luck. It's methodical. There's a checklist. And that's how I played the Dorito side when I attacked the Dorito side. It's how you play the Dorito side, and so you can have that production, that aggression with consistency. That is invaluable, invaluable. So yeah, we lucked out on picking up Chris, and I'm really glad he didn't make me change my number. He conceded. So that was really nice of him. Ty, I know you got to go, brother. We got a little bit more here. We got one last call from Young Stevie. Shout out to Young Theo as well. Happy birthday, Young Theo. But we're going to call Young Stevie, and they had a huge win this weekend, dude, in D2. This is massive for the organization. And Steve really stepped up. Probably not going to give him too many accolades on the show. We don't love to boost him too much. But before we get him on, I just want everybody to know we asked a lot of Steve this event. The team and the coach went separate ways, so they did not have their coach for this event. And we're in the process of bringing in a new person. Shout out to George. He's also one of the GOATs in the Discord, to try to, coach the team. But for this event, because we didn't have enough time to really get him caught up on everything, Steve was in control of a lot of it, right? It was a little bit of a player coach role, a lot of hands on deck. Shout out to Colton Dahl's dad, Chris Dahl. He was heavily involved in scouting and all of that as well. And it really took a big group effort, but for them to go and not make the finals at the last event, lose the coach, and then come in and make the finals and win this event was a really big statement for the organization. I'm really happy for all the kids. So we're going to get Stevie on the line here. Give me 1 second.
Let's go. New York in the house. Shout out to New York. And before that last point, little Colt, he was running out there. I'm like, let's go, Colt. And he looked at me. I'm like, yeah, kid.
Yeah, baby.
And he was like, okay, let's get it.
Okay. 100%. Stevie.
Yo, can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, we can hear you, brother. How you
gotcha.
doing?
I'm doing incredible.
Nice, dude. Actually, I just realized I should have just sent you an email invite to this, huh?
That's all right. We'll let it rip.
Let it rip. Are you at your computer?
I am, but I'm not. I was not camera ready right now.
Okay.
So
bring him in.
Never mind.
Get him in.
I was waiting on the phone call.
Okay. Well, I sent it. So if you want to come in, you can. But if not, we're good here.
Yeah.
So, Steve, what's happening, brother? We just let everybody know. Congratulations on the D2 first place. What a massive win for the team. Can you just talk to us a little bit about what this win meant and, kind of all the stuff the team's been going through the past, couple months?
Yeah, totally, man. First things first, you said it. It was a massive team win. And for us, like not only winning our first D2 event in our first D2 season, our first event, we got top 4, and that only made us, hungrier to be where we are right now. And from then to now, we lost our head coach. And at this point, you would think like, oh man, like that's a huge loss. And it was an opportunity for everybody on the team to step up and work together and kind of keep it going. Nothing was lost in our gameplay and our preparation. We worked harder to make up for that loss, and here we are, reaping the benefits of that.
I think it's safe to say you guys were all in a bit of a panic, and I was maybe the only one that was like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. We'll get through this.
Listen, I fully agree with you. I think panic might be an understatement. I felt like after our first practice weekend, I needed like a mental retreat into the woods where I couldn't hear anything but my own thoughts for like a few days. It was rough.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Walk us through that. Like, what are some of because there's teams that have similar, feelings about their practices. How did you navigate that?
Yeah, so I guess to put that into perspective, I actually player coached this event, Tyler. So in the wake of losing our head coach, it was kind of like we're going to make things happen. We're going to figure it out. But in the meantime, this is what we're going to do. And I put a lot of trust in Marcelo, and Marcelo was like, you can do this. And we worked together to kind of come up with an outline to say, we're going to go into practice. These are the things we're going to accomplish. And, we have such an incredible owner, and we have such incredible people that help us. And all of those people have their opinions on how things should be done. And when you've got strong-minded people that are successful and everyone is so passionate about winning, all of those heads are butting together, and it's creating like an interesting dynamic, right? And we had to work through that. And that was stressful, and it was difficult. And, we all came out on the other side better for having that experience. But I definitely learned a lot about what it means to be a player coach and how to work with your teammates to come up with game plans and make sure that everybody feels heard, and that the team benefits from going through that experience as opposed to, breaking. Like we could have fallen apart trying to do something like this. And I think we went through the opposite. We're better now because we experienced it.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. A lot of teams and a lot of organizations go through stuff like this, and they do fall apart. Unfortunately, things didn't work out with the prior coach, and that's a scary time for a team, right? Because Lou was a fantastic leader of the team. He had great connections with all the players. Just unfortunately couldn't commit the time anymore. And that's a really difficult thing for the players. I know, the kids on the team, yourself, everybody that commits all this time and energy to travel for practice and all this stuff, player coach sounds like the worst idea, right? That's, when you think player coach, you think of these organizations that don't have their shit together, right? That's the first thing that comes to mind. Oh, player coaching, that's not good. And mostly that's true, actually. You know, it's a really difficult position to be, one, a player, and two, telling your teammates what they all need to be doing, right? It's a very fine line that you have to walk, and it's a very difficult thing to do. And it's hard to see the full picture as well. When you're playing, it's hard for you to really have the right perspective at all times. So this one, you know, it really took everybody coming together and being incredibly involved and trusting each other for it to work. And that's why I'm so incredibly proud of you guys too. We put together an outline and everybody stuck to the plan. It was a little hard getting everybody there at first, but once everybody bought in, it seems like obviously the results speak for themselves. Yeah, I mean, it's really just a fantastic feat, to be honest, because Division II is tough. It's brutal. There's a lot of really good teams in that division. So to be able to win is a big statement to the league, that what the team is doing and the players and all the sacrifice made from all the players and everybody part of the organization is worth it.
Yeah, I love that you used the word trust, right? That became our motto for the weekend. One of our guys, one of our new Snake players, his name is also Steve. So shout out to Steve Reyes, aka Splitty. He joined us in the off season, in one of our very early huddles before a match, he looked around and he was like, you know, I trust every one of you motherfuckers to get this done. And we looked at each other and we were like, yes. Like the way he said it and the passion that he brought into that huddle, and we harped on that the rest of the weekend. We would say one word and everyone would say trust. And for me, it kind of really embodied, it really embodied like the vibe, right? I knew that my guys trusted me with the game plan. They were trusting the process, right? And Planet Eclipse had trusted us to debut this new marker. So that, you know, it's so cool, but at the same time, it's like pressure, right? You know, we're out there trying to win while trying to be a great organization for our sponsors, for the people that are flying in to help us. Like we've got half a team of kids and half a team of adults. The kids have parents. The parents are there. You don't want to, you can't just show up and suck and not put the effort in. So like all of these things, we had to trust each other, and it really did come together and work out in the end.
That's what it takes. That's what it takes right there.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just one of those things where, you know, a coach is interesting, right? To me, if you have a team that understands how to play the game and you're all on the same page, you all have bought in the practices and you have this agreed upon style that you're going to play, and you understand like, okay, if there's this situation, we're going to attack. If it's this situation, we're going to defend. Then really, you know, a coach becomes most important to keep everybody on the same page. And as soon as you see someone go astray, you pull them back in, and you're kind of managing personalities. And, you know, you're the one that's supposed to be able to see who's playing well together, you know, not just individually, but what two players are playing well on a side. So it's an important component to have a good coach, you know, which again makes it just that much more impressive to be able to not quite have that perspective and have everybody kind of buy in and you know, put their hands in and come out on top. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that too, because I think we played a very different game plan from what a lot of teams were doing. And we actually went into, we had 4 days of practice for this event. We had Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the layout weekend. And Friday, we spent hours walking the field together, just walking. We barely shot paint. We shot like, I don't know, maybe 10 cases towards the end of the day, just shooting breakouts. But we spent that time really developing like, okay, how are we going to win on this layout? And we came up with a game plan where we were focused mainly on icing the snake guy, right? We put 3 guns up over there. We barely went snake off break. We were going into the snake insert bunker gun up every point. And we played 5-on-3 for the majority of the tournament up until the finals, right? Shut Up or Try gave us a fantastic match.
Yes.
And they were the first team that was really surviving our strategy over there. And we fought back and forth, and we had one of our players, Will Newberry, step up and have, you know, the biggest point of his life.
Shout out to Will, dude. Young
in that
Will.
moment.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Tyler, he was screaming down the D side. He gets a 4-pack with under a minute left to tie the match. And he played so patient. And the second the opportunity opened, he recognized it, he captured it, and he walked away with 4 bodies and an MVP for Misa's headband. Man, he killed it.
Boom.
It was crazy. It was so cool to see that from Will, just one of the younger players on the team that actually he hasn't been a starter on the team. You know, he gets play time. Very capable. He's really coming into his own. And then, my goodness, to have that moment being down 2-1. It was so cool. You guys were on the pro field literally right before our match in the final. So I was able to be in the pit with you guys, which was amazing. And to watch Will go out there again, time's ticking down. Like, oh my gosh, like, guys, we have to attack. And all of a sudden, Will just goes flying down the Dorito side. Like you said, shoots 4 bodies, ties the game. We go into overtime. And then he had another big point in overtime as well. And
the team had a great point in overtime. We shot 3 bodies off the break in overtime. And when you play 52 paintball, that's pretty easy right there.
You did not shoot 3 bodies on the break. One of them was shortly after. But yes,
sorry.
3 bodies very early. And just kind of dynamite, dude. Dynamite performance. Stellar.
Let's go New York.
Yeah,
in the house.
Overall, it was such a learning experience. It was like 10 total days, I'd say, where every single person on the team is better because of going through that. I don't know that I would want that to be the normal going forward. I don't think I'm as mentally tough as some people are to be able to survive that for 5 events a year. But I'm definitely better because of going through it. And like, shit, man. I can't wait to get back out there with my boys and do it again.
Yeah, it was fun paintball to watch, and major love to Shut Up We're Trying as well. And the semi-pro battle was crazy too. You know, Fit, Blast Camp, duked it out. Just tons of great paintball all weekend long. And congratulations to you and the squad in New York. Rob, I'm sure, is over the moon. It was great getting to see him after the event. We had some chuckles together, and you know, the New York squad's definitely a good time over there.
Yeah, maybe I got to hook him up with Randy and get him some tips on how to stay relaxed in the pits, because my man's going through it.
Hey, he's passionate, baby.
100%. Shout out to Big Rob.
Rob's definitely, you know, he's wearing his emotions on his sleeve, and you guys just have a great family there. So keep working hard with the boys and having fun out there, Stevie.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler.
Steve, any last words? Again, it's young Theo's birthday. We got to get out of here. We got to celebrate.
Oh, man. What's his theme? What's his birthday theme? Is it Pokemon again?
Oh, he's a Fortniter now. He's into Fortnite.
Okay.
Fortniter now.
Yeah. All right. Vibing it. Any last words? I just want to give a shout out to all of Wrecking Crew organization, top to bottom, from Rob to all the parents, to all my teammates. Seriously, like, to throw that word back in, trust. And I love every single one of them for trusting me, trusting the process. And look where we're at, baby. Let's go get another one.
Proud of you guys, dude. Awesome work, Stevie. Thank you. We'll have you back on again soon. And till then, we'll see you in the Discord.
Young
Sounds good, baby. Have a good night, guys. Happy birthday, Theo.
Later, champ.
Let's go, Theo. Later, bro.
Peace, guys.
See ya.
Nice. Well, brother, hell of a show. Ty, thank you for making time today, man. I'm sorry. Shoot, I would have rocked a show last night. I didn't
Dude,
know.
I wouldn't miss it. I would not miss PTG.
Damn, we are committed. We are committed.
Always.
I love you, brother. Thank you
love
for
you,
just being the best, man. Seriously,
dude,
thank you.
Right back at you. We got the best community in paintball. We'll keep the shows rolling. We actually have Riley Sullivan is going to be joining us next week.
Awesome,
so
dude. Can't wait for that one. Hell yeah.
Yes,
Hell
sir.
yeah, Riley. OG in the house.
Yes, sir.
Nice, brother. Fantastic.
All right,
well, Ty, please tell Theo happy birthday for me, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Bubba. Peace.
All right, brother. Peace. PTG World, thank you guys so much for tuning in and rocking with us. As always, if you enjoyed the show, please show your support. Head over to ptgpaintball.com, click the Patreon link. It's the orange little tab in the top left corner. Become a supporter at any level, and you will get access to the Discord, Chat PTG. You don't want to miss it. The Discord is epic. It's the best place, the best community in all of paintball. Tons of cool giveaways, lots of learning opportunities, and direct access to Tyler and myself, and some other really cool pros that drop in. So, again, that's ptgpaintball.com. Head over, check it out, sign up, become a member, and hope to see you in there. If you need a website done, Rusty Glaze at Constant Pursuit is your guy. He's the one that did all of our stuff, and a lot of the paintball companies go through Rusty. Rusty is dynamite. So again, that's Rusty Glaze at ConstantPursuit.com. All right, everybody, as always, we will see you very soon.